Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Raj Verma, CEO of SingleStore, to discuss the company's latest funding round and future plans for growth. Raj, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you, Jill. Great to be here.
First, tell us about SingleStore and the solutions you look to provide.
Yeah, SingleStore is a database, what we call a database for data-intensive applications. And data intensity is something that's been garnered by the modern data types. I mean, Jill, you and I, I'm sure, remember the time when we didn't have one of these things floating around us, and we had those flip phones, etc. Those were the times and the data types that databases like Oracle and IBM were very used to. And then the data deluge happened, 2007, 2008, a combination of smartphones and social networks and all the rest of it. And that just overburdened the enterprises who were not really accustomed to the modern data types. So they started offering band-aid solutions to their data architecture by putting these swim lane databases like Mongo or Couchbase or what have you to their data architecture. SingleStore, the mission of SingleStore as it started was to be the modern database for modern data and for data-intensive applications. An example of a data-intensive application is something you and I use probably on a daily basis. If you have ever taken an Uber, I mean, that's a data-intensive application where you're calling for a taxi and knowing how much you're going to pay for it, or whether you're going to pay congestion pricing or not, or whether you want to watch a certain program at a certain time, or if you're trading stock in real time. All of those are data-intensive applications that we power.
Yeah, Raj, it's so interesting. We take these things for granted every day and don't think about everything that happens behind the scenes to make it seamless when you order an Uber, when you're using your mobile phone. I mean, to your point before, I remember we used to carry around pagers everywhere because that's what was available. So what makes SingleStore solutions unique compared to other data platforms that are out there?
Yeah, so we were designed on first principles. So what we really said is that the modern database is going to really have three attributes. Firstly, it's going to be hybrid. So the data is going to reside in the cloud and on-prem and on multiple clouds. So that was the first hypothesis that we went with. The second was that it's going to be extremely fast. So low latency combined with throughput. That means that it could really compute large amounts of data with speed that was unknown to mankind, so as to speak in hyperbolic terms. And last but not the least, it had a very flexible and easy to use for the developer. So those were the three theses on which we built this platform. So if you really see, some of the results are actually in the labs right now. We are just empirically the fastest database on planet Earth right now. We also have a three-tier storage system, so we can do in memory, which makes us fast. We can do columnar, which means you can put your data at the most economical data storage, so that's cost efficient. And object store, which really means that for the data that you use extremely infrequently and that you use to drive models, you can put it into an object store like S3, which again lowers your cost of managing your data. So it gives you the lowest TCO, total cost of ownership, and the highest performance in a hybrid environment. And that's really SingleStore and the value proposition.
And you announced a Series F funding round in September, bringing in another 80 million. What will the latest round enable the company to do?
Yeah, Jill, we are the best. SingleStore is the best kept secret in the database world. It's we were just heads down trying to build a modern database, and we just feel that now is the time for us to actually put SingleStore in the hands of all the developers in the world. If you really see, and I'm a data-driven guy, and naturally I run a data company, customers who use us or try us, they fall in love with us. In fact, our love quotient, so as to speak, is 88%, and the next one is, I think, 49%. So we just need to create awareness around SingleStore. And we feel that when developers and prospects try SingleStore, they're going to fall in love with us. So international expansion, awareness creation, and putting our money where our mouth is. I'm sitting right here at the Raleigh Innovation Center that we set up about 6 months ago, which is going to have 50 engineers. We're going to spend a large amount of this money making sure that we are at the cutting edge of modern database technology and leapfrog the rest of the players going forward.
How do you see enterprise data solutions evolving? Are we still in the early innings of big data and the cloud?
Oh, we are. We surely are. I do think that there will be a hyper-convergence of AI, ML, deep learning at the database level. And I think the Chinese walls that we've built around data is going to disappear. And I do think that the company that can provide a hyper-converged solution of AI, ML, deep learning at the database level and remove the boundaries between analytics and transactions will be the winner. And we are surely going to try it, Jill.
All right, Raj, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.